Today, we're diving into one of the world's most mysterious and secretive countries, North Korea. Known for its strict regulations and unique societal norms, North Korea never ceases to fascinate and bewilder. In this video, we'll uncover 10 bizarre facts about this isolated nation that will leave you amazed. Stick around until the end because one of the last facts will definitely surprise you. Make sure to subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Welcome to World Marvels. 10. Social prohibitions and control. North Korea is infamous for its stringent social controls. The government imposes severe regulations on every aspect of its citizens' lives, from hairstyles to romantic relationships and clothing choices. One of the most draconian policies is the 3 generations of punishment rule, which punishes not just the individual accused of a crime but their entire family for up to 3 generations. This policy is intended to instill a deep sense of fear and prevent any dissent against the regime. North Korean citizens face strict regulations about their everyday activities. The government enforces a rigid social hierarchy and continuously monitors its citizens. For example, there are strict rules regarding the behavior and movements of individuals within society. Public gatherings are highly regulated, and any form of assembly without government approval is strictly forbidden. Even the content of conversations can be scrutinized, making free speech virtually non-existent. In addition to these social restrictions, North Korean citizens must adhere to a specific code of conduct that reflects the government's values and ideology. This includes demonstrating unwavering loyalty to the ruling Kim family, participating in state-sponsored events and ceremonies, and avoiding any behavior that could be construed as disloyal or rebellious. 9. Unconventional sexual education. In North Korea, sexual education is handled in a manner that would seem highly unusual to the rest of the world. Leaked images suggest that students might practice intimate acts openly in classrooms, raising questions about the values promoted by the regime. This starkly contrasts with the extreme morality profile the country tries to project. The regime's approach to sexual education is designed to promote a specific set of values and behaviors. The curriculum emphasizes the importance of loyalty to the state and adherence to traditional gender roles. Students are taught about the importance of marriage and family, but in a way that reinforces the state's control over personal relationships. Discussions about sexual health and reproductive rights are virtually non-existent, and any information that contradicts the state's ideology is strictly censored. Moreover, the regime uses sexual education as a tool to maintain control over its citizens' private lives. By dictating how and when sexual education is conducted, the government can shape the population's views on sexuality and relationships. This ensures that citizens remain loyal to the state and do not develop ideas or behaviors that could threaten the regime's authority. 8. Ban on blue jeans and Western clothing. Imagine living in a place where your favorite pair of jeans is forbidden. In North Korea, wearing blue jeans or any Western-style clothing is prohibited. This ban is part of the country's effort to resist Western cultural influences, which are seen as a threat to the regime's ideology. Citizens must adhere to traditional Korean attire, like the hanbok. This prohibition extends beyond clothing to other aspects of daily life. For example, hairstyles, music, and even personal grooming are subject to strict government regulations. The regime views Western culture as a dangerous influence that could undermine its control over the population. By banning Western clothing and other cultural elements, the government aims to prevent the spread of ideas and behaviors that could challenge its authority. The ban on Western clothing also serves to reinforce the regime's propaganda. By promoting traditional Korean attire, the government can create a sense of national pride and unity. This helps to strengthen the population's loyalty to the state and the ruling Kim family. Additionally, it allows the regime to maintain a clear distinction between North Korea and the outside world, further isolating its citizens from external influences. 7. No access to TV, phones, or internet. One of the key pillars of control in North Korea is its prohibition on television, telephones, and internet access. This policy isolates the population from the outside world and allows the government to maintain a tight grip on the information its citizens receive. By restricting access to foreign media, the regime ensures that its propaganda remains unchallenged. The lack of access to modern communication technologies means that North Koreans have little to no exposure to external viewpoints. Television and radio broadcasts are strictly controlled by the state, and internet access is limited to a heavily censored domestic network. This ensures that the population only receives information that has been approved by the government. The regime uses this information control to promote its ideology and maintain the cult of personality surrounding the ruling Kim family. State media is filled with propaganda that glorifies the leadership and portrays North Korea as a prosperous and powerful nation. Any news or information that contradicts this narrative is swiftly censored, and those caught accessing foreign media face severe punishment. The prohibition on modern communication technologies also serves to prevent the organization of dissent. Without access to phones or the internet, it is difficult for citizens to communicate and coordinate with one another. This makes it nearly impossible for any organized resistance to form, allowing the regime to maintain its grip on power. 6. Restricted romantic activities. Romantic relationships in North Korea are vastly different from those in other parts of the world. Public displays of affection, such as going to the cinema together or engaging in casual dating activities, are practically non-existent. Instead, couples might walk quietly hand in hand, ever cautious of the government's watchful eye. Relationships with foreigners are especially discouraged due to perceived security risks. The regime exerts significant control over personal relationships to ensure that citizens remain loyal to the state. Romantic activities are subject to strict regulations, and any behavior deemed inappropriate or subversive is severely punished. This includes engaging in public displays of affection, which are considered disrespectful to the state's values and ideology. Relationships with foreigners are particularly scrutinized. The government views these relationships as a potential threat to national security, as they could lead to the spread of foreign ideas and influence. As a result, North Korean citizens are discouraged from interacting with foreigners, and those who do face intense surveillance and possible punishment. The regime's control over romantic relationships also extends to marriage. Couples must obtain government approval before getting married, and the state often arranges marriages to ensure that they align with its goals and values. This allows the government to maintain control over the population's personal lives and prevent any potential challenges to its authority. 5. Lack of menstrual products. A shocking aspect of life for women in North Korea is the lack of access to menstrual products. Despite sanitary pads being invented in 1988, many North Korean women have never seen or used them. Instead, they rely on reusable cloths, which they must wash and reuse each month. This practice is not only uncomfortable but also unhygienic. The lack of access to menstrual products is indicative of the broader economic hardships faced by the North Korean population. Due to the country's isolation and economic sanctions, many basic goods and services are scarce. Women, in particular, suffer from a lack of essential health products, which affects their quality of life and overall well-being. The government's failure to provide adequate menstrual products is also a reflection of its disregard for women's health and rights. The regime prioritizes military and political goals over the well-being of its citizens, and women's health issues are often neglected. This lack of support exacerbates the challenges faced by North Korean women and highlights the regime's oppressive nature. 4. Regulated hairstyles. In North Korea, even your hairstyle is controlled by the state. Citizens can only choose from a list of government-approved haircuts, 28 in total, with 10 for men and 18 for women. These regulations aim to promote uniformity and the image of the ideal citizen. Violations of these hair guidelines are strictly enforced through media campaigns and regular inspections. The government uses these hairstyle regulations to maintain control over the population and promote its ideology. By enforcing a limited selection of approved haircuts, the regime can ensure that citizens present a uniform and disciplined appearance. This reinforces the state's values and helps to prevent the spread of foreign cultural influences. These regulations also serve as a means of surveillance and control. Citizens who do not comply with the approved hairstyles are subject to punishment, which can include public shaming, fines, or even imprisonment. This creates a culture of fear and obedience, ensuring that individuals remain loyal to the regime and its directives. 3. 3 generations of punishment. The 3 generations of punishment rule in North Korea is as severe as it sounds. If someone commits a political crime, their entire family, including elderly parents and young children, can be imprisoned and punished for up to 3 generations. This policy is designed to instill fear and ensure absolute loyalty to the regime. The regime uses this policy to maintain control over the population by creating a culture of fear and obedience. By punishing entire families for the actions of one individual, the government can prevent any dissent or rebellion from taking root. This ensures that citizens remain loyal to the state and do not engage in activities that could threaten its authority. The 3 generations of punishment rule also serves as a powerful tool for maintaining control over the population. By extending punishment to multiple generations, the regime can ensure that families remain loyal and obedient for decades. This helps to prevent any potential challenges to the government's authority and maintains the stability of the regime. 2. Absence of religion. Religion is virtually non-existent in North Korea. The regime promotes the Jewish ideology, which emphasizes self-reliance and the worship of the Kim family. Any form of organized religion is heavily discouraged, and those who practice their faith secretly face severe persecution. The government's aim is to prevent any ideology that might challenge its authority. The regime views religion as a potential threat to its control over the population. By promoting the Jewish ideology, the government can ensure that citizens remain loyal to the state and do not develop beliefs or behaviors that could challenge its authority. This includes discouraging any form of organized religion, which could provide an alternative source of authority and influence. The government's crackdown on religion is also a means of maintaining the cult of personality surrounding the ruling Kim family. By discouraging religious practices, the regime can ensure that citizens remain focused on the state and its leaders. This helps to maintain the stability of the regime and prevent any potential challenges to its authority. 1. Strict dress codes. North Korea's dress code is another tool for maintaining control over its population. Citizens are expected to dress in a manner that aligns with the state's ideals. Western-style clothing is forbidden, and traditional Korean garments are encouraged. This strict dress code is enforced to ensure that the people's appearance reflects the regime's values and prevents the infiltration of foreign cultural influences. The government uses these dress codes to promote its ideology and maintain control over the population. By enforcing a strict dress code, the regime can ensure that citizens present a uniform and disciplined appearance. This helps to reinforce the state's values and prevent the spread of foreign cultural influences. These dress codes also serve as a means of surveillance and control. Citizens who do not comply with the approved dress codes are subject to punishment, which can include public shaming, fines, or even imprisonment. This creates a culture of fear and obedience, ensuring that individuals remain loyal to the regime and its directives. These 10 peculiarities offer a glimpse into the strict and controlled lives of North Korean citizens. The extreme regulations and unique societal norms make North Korea one of the most enigmatic countries in the world. What do you think about these bizarre facts? Do you believe such control could ever be acceptable? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing insights into the world's most mysterious places. Thank you for watching, and stay curious.